Hey guys, how's it going? I decided to kind of share some brief thoughts of Spider-Man 2099. It's one of those stories that I've kind of jumped off on, on and off. And it wasn't until recently that I decided to pick up volume number 4. Fortunately, it was in Comixology. Since I have Comixology Unlimited, I got to borrow the book for free. And it's crazy just reading some of these stories from the 90s that weren't the best, but they were pretty fun. Miguel O'Hara is an interesting character because he's not at first a likable person. Let's just put it like that. He's pretty full of himself, pretty arrogant. He is a genius, but he's not Peter Parker, and that's a good thing. That's a plus, because my problem with Miles Morales right now, before he was cool in the Ultimate Comics, but when they rolled him over into the 616 universe, it just got a bit just stale. He had no personality. There was nothing that really stood out about him besides being, a black Spider-Man, and that was it. Miguel O'Hara is different because he is not a Peter Parker, right? He's not humble. He's not really self-sacrificing at first. He's not like a fanboy of Captain America, always trying to find the best way to figure things out. He tries to, but after a while he's just like, okay, I'm sick of this. Let's just get the job done and go home. And it makes things interesting because there's moments in there where he makes decisions where you're like, yeah, I would be tempted to do that. Like there's a moment when I think the Vulture, who's pretty messed up in the head, and he ends up falling to his death, and Peter Parker, not Peter Parker, but Miguel O'Hara doesn't save him. Peter Parker would have saved him, right? He would have done that, but the split-second decision, he leaves him to his death. So there's moments like that in there, and just the book itself, it's different, right? It's a cyberpunk setting. Things are pretty messed up with Alchemax. Alchemax is like the Roxxon Corporation, all these other evil, huge corporations that just run everything. Alchemax has control of the government, the police department, everything. It's pretty messed up and pretty twisted. But I was just thinking that because there isn't really any Spider-Man 2099 books out, right? There was one, I think it wrapped up 2 years ago, and I think they were hurrying up to kind of wrap it up for this new, what was going on 2 years ago? Was it a new Marvel Now? I don't know. We've had so many reboots and revamps, it's gotten a little confusing. And that one I didn't mind. It was pretty much a fish out of water story. He had gotten stuck in present day because of something that happened in his future that he had to help prevent because one of his distant ancestors, which is crazy because one of the main villains in there, Tyler Stone, ends up being revealed to be Miguel O'Hara's actual dad, and it's like, whoa, his art, his biggest villain is his father, which could also be cliched because it's like Star Wars, the biggest villain is his father. But I like it. I like the costume. I really dig the costume, the all blue with like red kind of accents over it, and how he has different abilities than Spider-Man. He has poison fangs. He has talons instead of hairs on his finger pads that allow him to stick to walls like Peter Parker. He has other different abilities, and I wish we got more kind of, I guess, would it be counted as Elseworlds? Well, it was in continuity. It's just they addressed certain things, but it was so far in the future, you might as well say it was like removed from the current continuity of comics. It would be cool to get stuff like that, where you can have just different superhero stories and stuff like that with different characters, and you don't have to worry about what fits in with continuity, just because right now there's a lot of stuff by Marvel I'm not too crazy about, and it would be nice to kind of get a line of just, hey, let these different creators do what they want, kind of like a Black Label. Like, hey, you want your 90s X-Men back? Here you go. Here's this self-contained thing. And let's be honest, the X-Men, it was almost like they were on their own island anyway. They would reference certain things with Captain America or Black Widow or the Avengers from time to time, but generally they were on their own adventures, and it'd be nice to get something like that with Spider-Man 29. Go ahead and do that. I mean, Spider-Man's in the title, that sells even if the book's not good, so why not do something similar to that? But yeah, guys, this is just some of my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Were y'all fans of Spider-Man 2099? I know there's a lot of other 2099 series or comics like X-Men. There's Hulk, which was really bad. X-Men was pretty disappointing. I heard Doom was good, but I never got around to checking that out. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next.